Riff rundown. You guys know the drill. It is Saturday, doing a Fishman takeover. Super excited to teach this one today. I know I say every week, like, this is my favorite, song played on acoustic guitar. This one is definitely one of those. This is the awesome From the Beginning by ELP. One of my favorite songs from 1972. So we're gonna learn how to play this one today. Have your acoustic guitar standard tuning. So those of you tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever else that we're tuning in from, I am thrilled and honored that you guys are here today. I'm gonna go ahead and get started and let you guys know what we're gonna be playing today. And you guys need to let me know where you're tuning in from and your favorite acoustic intro of a song. So your favorite acoustic intro and where you're tuning in from today. So here we go. So there we go. We're going to be learning that one today. Even the bassy trill thing, we're going to throw that in there because that bass line is too cool. I got to throw it in on acoustic too. So what we're going to do, that is the main part. Now, there are certain variations that are happening within the verses, and we're going to talk about those different variations. What I mean by that is particularly the riffs. So we're going to go over that. Also, too, there is a really tasty, quick, little acoustic riff that happens in the verses. So towards the end of the lesson, we're going to be talking about that as well. So we'll play it when we get there, folks. It'll be really, really good stuff. So again, acoustic guitar in standard tuning today is what we're going to be doing. So let's see, before we get started, let's see where people are tuning in from. All right, we've got Alberta, Canada. Oh, awesome. We've got Los Angeles here, Bristol, UK, beautiful part of the UK. Thank you for being here. Love it. Scottsdale, Arizona, beautiful part of Arizona. Love Arizona. Jersey Shore, thanks for tuning in. Laguna Beach, one of my favorite beaches here in California. Thank you for being here. Atlanta, Seattle, oh, love it. Austin, Texas, one of my favorites. Vacaville, California. I've driven through Vacaville. Very, very cool. We've got Ohio. We've got some more folks from Texas, San Jose, New York, Boston, Minnesota, Seattle. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much. All around the world. Venezuela too. Why not? And Utah, Pennsylvania. Thank you all so much for being here. This is great. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, the awesome Greg Lake wrote this song. It is one of my favorite ELP songs, one of my favorite acoustic intros. Let's go ahead and do this. So obviously the beginning part, super, super iconic harmonics. That's what's going to be opening the song. How we do this, at least how I like to do this. You're going to get your second finger. Okay, you're going to place that harmonic, low E string. Lightly touch it. Remember, I've talked about harmonics in previous lessons before. We do not want to press because then you just get a note. We don't want that. Nice light touch. Make sure to get right on top of that fret too. Notice how the sustain is still going even as I'm talking. Okay, so that's what we really, really want here. Light touch release. Now we're going to do here, that second finger, we're going to use it again. What we're going to do here, the bottom three strings, G, B, and E, lightly on top of those strings. Don't press. Right on top of that fret so that we get the true sound. Again, notice the sustain. One of my favorite things. One of my favorite things. So, there we go. Let it ring. Okay, that's our intro. So, let's go ahead, do that a few times here. Just like that. right on top of that 12th fret. So what happens next? You're gonna get your first finger and place that on the D note on the 10th fret of the E string. All right? Then 12th fret E string, E note, yes, right? You're gonna hammer on and then pull off. Then you're gonna go to the B note on the 7th fret of the E string. So it's gonna sound like this. Okay? Notice how the sustain from that harmonic is still going. Really, really beautiful, beautiful. Such a great song. Notice how I'm picking it one time and then sliding back to that B. Just like that, okay? Really, really nice touch here. We're gonna take this slow, all right? As we always do, take your time, all right? We're gonna break this down. Again. Just like that. One more time for good luck, why not? Just like that. All right? So that's what we're looking for here when we're doing this. Now, we're gonna go to our A. That is gonna be on the 5th fret of the E string. And we're gonna do a quick with our 3rd finger here. Now, could you use your pinky to hit that B and C? You could. You could. Good technique to do that. So either way, you can use your 3rd finger to hit that B note to C, 7th and 8th frets. You could, or if you want to use your pinky finger to hit that C note, you could do that too. And do a bit of a hammer-on pull-off there, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end with the E note, but we're gonna play the E note that's located on the 5th fret of the B string. Could you play this? You could. I like that one a little better. So, my opinion, do this one. If you want to play the open string, totally fine too. But I'm going to teach it here, okay? So we're going to do, again, that whole segment from the top, nice and slow, okay? We can't play anything fast, we can't play slow, so take your time, folks, take your time. Let me play that cleaner. Let's do that again. We're live, folks. You haven't noticed. All these lessons are live. I do these all in one take. It's a blast. So let's do that again. That's the clarity we want. Notice, if we're practicing, right? I want you guys to have really good practice techniques. If you find that you did something and it was okay, go ahead and redo it. Train your brain to play it the right way. Take that time. You are worth that good energy to do that. Okay, so take your time. If you play something, you don't like it, you know you can do better, do it again. Okay? So we're gonna do this one more time. Beautiful, right? Let's do that again. Let's do it cleaner one more time. Here it is with just the 3rd finger. All right, so again, just giving you guys options here. Really, really fun stuff. So the next bit is gonna sound like this. Notice how I am using my 3rd finger here to move up to the 8th fret of that B string. I'll talk about these notes in a minute. I'm going to use this later. Again, thinking about these movements with our fingers as choreography. We want to have the strongest and the best foot forward, even though we're using our hands. But the best fingers to use and to have the best, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just the best movement of your hands to play, like good, correct techniques, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and do this again, and let's talk about the note. So that's what we're doing there. Your first finger is going to be on that E, 5th fret B string. Whole step up with the 3rd finger, that's going to be the 7th fret of that B string. If we're keeping tabs here, that is going to be an F sharp. We're going to move that F sharp from that 7th fret of the B string, move it up to the 8th fret, giving us a G note. Just like that. Okay, so the riff will sound like this. Okay, just like that. Nice and slow here. Okay, so again, we're going to start from the top, nice and slow. Just like that. One more time. All right, so the bit that comes next sounds like this. How do we do that? So you're going to hit the open A string. No other fingers are going to play the open A note. Then the open G string. Just like that. No hands. Open A string, open G string. Now, if you guys are keeping tabs here, where your 3rd finger is the G note. We're going to slide this all the way up to C, 13th fret of the B string. Just like that with that 3rd finger. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this nice and slow. Again, folks, take your time. Have some fun with this. Again, sustain is really, really going to make this song. Notice how that A string and G string are still ringing. This is good stuff. This is stuff that we want. I'm going to do that one more time here. Just like that. Just like that. And my hair has a mind of its own today. There we go. All right, let's try this from the top, everybody. One more time. So just like that, folks, just like that. And I realize I need to turn on my mic. So there we go, mic's on. Okay, so what we want to do here, this next chord is going to be here. It's going to sound like this. We're just going to strum it and arpeggiate it. All the notes are just going to play there. So how we're going to do this, you're going to get your 1st finger. You're going to place that, all right, on the 10th fret of the D string. Okay, just like that, 1st finger. Your pinky finger, go ahead and place that on the 12th fret of the G string. Okay, and what we're going to do here, starting from the A string, or the D string, the A string. The bottom 5 strings starting from that A string, we're just going to pluck each string down. It's going to sound like this. Just like that. Let's do that again. Cool chord, right? Just like that. This is an A minor 9. So let's start this from the very top here. Again, take your time, folks. From the very top. Awesome. Love this. All right, I'm going to do this one more time here. I'm going to take it just a little bit slower. And again, those of you who are having a great time, my name is Angela Petrilli here doing another Fishman takeover with the awesome folks at Fishman Riff Rundown. Today's lesson is From the Beginning by ELP. So let's do this again from the top, a little slower this time. Pretty cool stuff, pretty cool stuff. So again, take your time, take your time. All right, so this next little bit sounds like this. It's a little faster. We're finger picking this. It's a really, really cool bit. It sounds like this. want to play that again. Just listen to this. Have a look at my hands as I'm doing this. Notice how this sounds really big and really enveloping, right? But it's not too terribly difficult to play. Again, I'm going to just break this down step by step. But just like that. Notice how I'm using 2 fingers to play this bit. I'm going to show you what we're doing here. Get your first finger. Put that on the 10th fret of the B string, okay? Right there. If you're keeping tabs, that's an A note, okay? Your second finger, place that on the F sharp, locate on the 11th fret of the G string. Okay, so it should sound like this. Just like that. All right. Now, what I'm doing here, this is how I play it. I'm doing a little bit of hybrid picking. So when I do this, again, watch real quick here, and then I'll show you. I'm using my middle finger to strike upwards on that E string. So I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is using the pick on the D string, G string, B string, plucking upwards, middle finger on that E string. So I'm going to do that nice and slowly here. So this is a hybrid picking technique, using the pick, holding it with my thumb and first finger, and then using other fingers that are on your hand, again, to blend the sound of a pick and the sound of flesh that's on strings, okay? So that's what I'm doing there. Again, nice and light. So we're gonna do this just a little bit slower. Middle finger upward on that E string, okay? Using the pick for the rest of those strings, okay? So again, take your time, folks. Isn't that beautiful? Gosh. Greg Lake writes some great stuff. And we're just gonna repeat that. All right? So that's what's happening there. That's the first part. And again, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. If that's the tempo that you can play that right now, cool. Practice to a metronome, that's always a good thing. Always a plus in my book. Once it starts to become a little bit easier, a little bit more fluid, go ahead and bump up the time. But in the meantime, we don't want to rush. We can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. So take your time. That's it. I saw someone say yes, we got someone here saying it sounds like a rolling stream. That's what you're looking for here. You don't want this to sound too jagged. You want this to flow. Again. Now the next bit that happens after this sounds like this. So it's a little switcheroo thing that we're doing here, okay? So what you're gonna do now, your first finger and your second finger are gonna flip-flop frets. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, first finger, you're gonna put that on the 10th fret of the G string, okay? So your F note. Your second finger, place that on the 11th fret of the B string. So it looks like a little D sus2 chord, but just all the way up to the 10th and 11th fret. And that's what it sounds like, okay? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna be playing this really slowly so you can see the flip-flop of those two fingers. Again, we're gonna do this slowly. And the picking pattern is gonna be the same. Let's do that again. I'm gonna do this for a moment here. Keep up. I'm sure you guys are doing awesome. And I'm seeing a lot of comments here. A lot of folks have been trying to learn this song, and I am super stoked to be teaching it to you today. I love when good timing like that happens. It's great. put you to sleep. It's beautiful. So that's that little move. That's that bit of that intro that's happening there. Now what we're gonna do here. We're on the 10th fret of the G string and the B string, right? So here's what I want you to do with this shape. Just bring it back to the 5th fret. So your first finger should be on the 5th fret of the G string, okay? If we're keeping tabs here, that's C. And your second finger, that's going to be on the 6th fret of the B string. If we are keeping track, that is F, okay? And we're gonna do the same picking pattern here. Again, hybrid picking here too. All right, so that's what's happening there. Same picking pattern, that same shape, we're moving back to the 5th and 6th fret. All right, now let's add those 3 bits there. Let's go ahead and do this again. Let me take it back a little bit, go a little slower here. Let's go ahead and do that again. Take your time. Just like that. Then you're going to give this a good strum. Okay, so that's what we want to do here. Now, this is a good place to stop. Let's do it from the very top, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and take some questions, any questions you guys have. Again, super, super fun stuff here. So here we go, folks. There we go. And obviously the riff is coming up next, so we'll get to that in a minute. I've been listening to a bunch of different versions and I think I've got it down to what he's doing, okay? So what we want to do here is I want to take some questions. I'm seeing a lot of comments here. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Oh my gosh, we got California in the house, we got Ireland in the house. Thank you all so much for being here. This is fantastic. Got Italy in the house too. Thank you all so much. Getting questions about the guitar and the rig that I'm going through here. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So what's happening here is I have my beloved 00017E Black Smoke by Martin. I absolutely love this guitar. What I've got in here are the Fishman Enhance, Matrix Enhance pickups in here. Super fun stuff, really great. It's also a really light guitar, super fun to play on stage, all of that good stuff. What I've got going on as far as an acoustic imager, DI, all that jazz is the Fishman Matrix, or not Matrix, because Infinity, come on, the Fishman RS Spectrum DI. It's an acoustic imager. I use it at every single acoustic gig. I absolutely love it. It is a staple on my acoustic board. And those of you who want to see my acoustic board, go ahead and go to my Instagram channel, my Twitter. I posted a photo of it. Really great pedal. Again, I love it very much. So I'm going through that. Then as far as amplification is concerned, I'm going through the Fishman Loudbox Performer. Really awesome amp. Super lightweight. And I'll tell you what, when they call it Loudbox, they mean it. It is definitely a Loudbox. Really awesome acoustic amp with this Fishman trifecta that I have of pickup, the DI, and the amp. All of these products really allow the acoustic guitar to sound as it should, because when we grab an acoustic guitar, we want it to, when we play it out, we want it to sound like it does in the room. So I think Fishman does a really good job of just making the guitar sound as it should and is ready for stage. So that's what I'm going through here. As far as the mic, someone asked mic, I am going through and using the SM57 by Shure. So that's what's happening there. And again, those of you having a great time and love these lessons, I see so many familiar names on here. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the folks at Fishman on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of that good stuff. They have some really, really good things coming down the pipe, so be sure to check them out. You can follow me too, Angela Petrilli Music, on the YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I'll be playing some shows in LA, so you can visit my website, angelapetrillimusic.com, to see if I am playing in a town near you. So, again, thank you all so much for being here. So, that's what we've got as far as the intro. Now let's go ahead and look at this riff. So, and I am going to be totally honest here. For years, I played it like this. Just like that. But after really listening intently, that's not what he's doing. He's doing this. He's getting this F sharp and bending it to G. At least it's what I think is happening when I listen back to the song. Like that. Kind of sounds like a cow. So we want to bend that F sharp to G. Okay. So that's what's happening there. Could you slide it from F sharp to G? You absolutely could, but I'm hearing like a bend thing happening. It's kind of cool, right? So let's go ahead and talk about that. So I am using my, that is such a funny sound. I am using my second finger to do that. So, and you're gonna bend that F sharp to G, right? So a half step movement, that totally sounds like a cow, that's hilarious. And then you're going to hit the open D string. All right, so like that. Do a bend again from that second fret of the E string, that F sharp, right? Bending it to G. Then open A string. That's the riff. At least that's one of them. He does different variations of this, which we will talk about through the hour. But that is the first one that we hear to end. Such a cool acoustic intro, so. Not bad, right? So let's go ahead and do that again. Tom is saying very musical. I like it. I like it. Love a good dad joke. Thanks, Tom. It's just like that. All right? So after this riff, what happens next? We're going to go back and forth between two chords. I'm going to tell you what they are, how to play them. So again, our riff, let's do this a few times. Like that. Okay, so what happens next? Get your first finger. This is a chord you'll recognize. We have done this before. Get your first finger, put that on the 10th fret of that D string. Pinky finger goes to the 12th fret of the G string. That one. But instead of arpeggiating it, we're just going to strum it like a regular chord. Just like that. Okay? And then what we do here, the next chord that happens, so again, we're coming from the 10th fret of the D string, pinky finger, 12th fret G string. That's it, downstrokes. Hit that open A string. I'll show you what I do. I'm going to give you two versions that you can do for my beginners and my intermediates that are watching. So we've got this. Hit that A string again. We're going to do that. First finger, place that on the 3rd fret of the B string. B as in boy, that is your D note. Your second finger, place that on the 4th fret of the D string. That's your F sharp. Just like that. Those are the two chords. This one here, A minor 9. This one here, D sus4, add 9 over A. Why? You have your A here. And you've got your D sus4 add 9 on the bottom. All right, as far as those notes, we'll talk about that in a second. But let's go between these two. For my beginners, play it this way. If you're just getting used to this song, go ahead and do that. Hit that open A string. That's all that's happening there. My intermediates, you want something a little bit more advanced, something that I like to do. I hit that A string 3 times and then play the chord. I kind of do like a ghost note and then the 2. of the open A string. So I'll do that again a little slower. If you're playing this by yourself, it adds a little more rhythmic interest. Sounds super cool if you just want to play the one A note, totally okay. But I like to, I'm a rhythmic player. Those of you who watch me on Instagram or on Norman's Rare Guitars, you can tell I'm a big rhythm fan. So anytime I can give a little groove, a little pocket to something, I will. So that's with this, when I play this solo acoustic, I like to add in that little bit for a little added rhythm. So I encourage you guys, if you'd like to do that too, go for it. Give it a try. See if it works for you. Let's play the right chords. Let's do that again. We're live. See what I mean? Really, really cool movement there. So what we're gonna do is, let's see, let's play this from the part where we're doing the hybrid picking, okay, into the riff and then into the verse, okay? So let's go ahead and do that nice and slowly here, and then we'll build up the speed. Let's play that right. Riff. All right, let's build up the speed a little bit. I'm going to add my intermediate beats with that A string. So here we go. I'm going to play the riff a little faster too. So that's the verse. So now for the next half of the verse, okay, we've got some regular chords. Yes, what we're gonna do here, it's a C chord, and then we've got the G over B. We're gonna have an F9, we're gonna have a G chord, and we're gonna have a D minor 7. That's gonna look a little bit different, but again, it's a really cool inversion of it, all right? So let's go ahead and do this. Now, C chord. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, in the album, you're gonna get your C chord, just like this, regular old C chord, nothing crazy, okay? You're gonna go ahead, hit the C note, 3rd fret of the A string. You're gonna hit the G string, happens to be open, lucky for us, and the open E string, again, lucky for us too, okay? So we're just gonna do that, and then hit the G string again. That's it, okay? Now we're gonna go to our G over B. How we do that is like this, getting your 2nd finger, placing that on the B note, 2nd fret A string, hit the G string, open, yay. Your pinky finger should be on the 3rd fret of the B string, that is your D note, D as in dog. Go back to that open G string, okay? So let's go back, let's do this nice and slowly here from those 2 chords, the C major to the G over B. All right. Again. You'll notice I'm hybrid picking this too. For the C chord, I am using my middle finger to upstroke on the E string. For the G over B, I am using my middle finger to play the B string. Okay? I'll do that one more time. Keep an eye on that right hand. Here we go. more time for good luck. Okay. Next chord here is going to be an F9. All right. Here's how I like to approach this. Play your F chord, and we're going to pinch here. Okay. We're not doing the F major 7 grip. We're going to pinch. I'll tell you the reason why we're going to do it this way in a moment. So what we're going to do here, pinch with your first finger. For my beginners, this may be a little difficult for you, but I promise, keep at it. You will get this, I promise. So what we want to do here, again, my hair just has a mind of its own today. We're going to do first finger. Place that across the B string and E string. So the notes you are playing are C, first fret of the B string, and F, first fret of that E string. Okay, so pinch. The placement of your thumb is going to be really important here. You don't want your thumb all the way up here. It's going to make it kind of tough. So have that thumb down here like they're looking at each other. Okay, just like that. You're going to get your second finger, place that on the second fret of the G string. That's your A note. Okay, and your third finger is playing F on that third fret of the D string. So that's an F chord, right? But what I want you to do to make this an F9, right? We need that G note. Where can we go to get that? No problem. Put your pinky finger on that third fret of the E string. That's your G. So there it is. Now what we do here is we're going to arpeggiate this. We're going to play all the notes in order. And then we're going to go back up. So again, D string, G string, B string, E string, and go back. Okay, so let's do that bit. There's going to be a little bit more that we do with this chord. So D string, G string, B string, E string, back, B, G, D, G. I'll do that without the commentary, really slow here. Here we go. That's it. You guys can do this. You guys can do this. All right? So let's do this again, nice and slow. Again, it sounds like a scary chord, but when you play it, it's quite beautiful. And it's not too hard to get there. Take your time. Big thing here, thumb placement. Okay? Keep it towards the lower half of that neck. It's going to make this chord sound nice and clear for you. Okay? So here we go. That's it. And guess what? Next chord is going to be G. Remember how I told you guys to pinch? That's going to come in handy here for us. What I want you to do, bring this up a whole step, release the pinky. You're already ready to go. We're ready to go to play that G chord with the G, B, and D, right? The 3 notes that we need, the 1, 3, 5 to make that G major chord, right? So, same picking pattern, lucky for us. Yes. Thank you, Greg Lake. All right, let's go ahead and do this again. From the F9 to that G major. See how that was a really nice move where we released that pinky? Let's go ahead and do this again. I'm going to keep this slow, all right? So here we go. One more time, one more time. I'm sure it's sounding great, folks. Keep up the good work. Now, this next bit is a really cool inversion of D minor 7, right? But we're not going to play it like that. We're going to play it like this. Pretend you're playing a D chord. Bring it up to the 5th and 6th fret, like that. So, first finger on the 5th fret of the G string, okay? Second finger, go ahead and place that on the A note, 5th fret, E string. Your third finger, place that 6th fret of the B string, that's F. Now, we're gonna play the D string open. That's what's gonna make this a D minor 7. All right, so that's what's happening there. We're going from G. We're gonna release. Let me talk to you how to do that. So, all right, open D string, arpeggiate that chord. Go up, go back down. Once you play that B string, play it open. play it open. It's going to lead us to that riff again. So I'm going to do that again nice and slow. All right, and then we go to our riff. All right, let's go ahead and do this again nice and slow from the F9 to G major to that D minor 7 to our riff. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that again. Cool stuff, right? So here's what's going to happen next. We go back to our verse. And we're going to repeat this. I'm going to do it nice and slow here. Follow along if you'd like. Our C chord. Cool stuff. Now, what happens here, this is where the variations start to happen. Okay, so what do I mean by variations? I mean variations in the riff. So he doesn't always do this. He does 3 different versions of this, that one being the first. Then he does one that sounds like this, with the open G note instead. So what happens here, so we have our D minor 7. But this time, go ahead and play the G string open. Then play this riff with the open G string instead of the open D string. Okay, so. And then open A. So I'm going to play that nice and slow here. Again, this is riff variation number 2. I'm going to go ahead and play it from the F9 just to give you a little context here. G major, D minor 7, open G string, then your riff. The G string instead of that open D string. So, not the D string, G string. And again, you want to be really mindful here. You don't want to overstretch it like I kind of did there just now. We don't want to do that. Hit the G note. Really, really good ear training here. Okay? That's riff 1. Here's riff 2. Let's do that again cleaner. Riff 1. Riff 2. With our G string in there. Pretty cool, right? So, what happens here? Now, we're going to do riff 3. This one sounds like this. Nice and bluesy. Like, yeah, I am all about that. And then into our A minor 9. Here's how we do this. So, again, same F9, gonna play that series of chords again just to give you a little context. That's variation number 3. Let me show you how to do this. So, how we arpeggiate this D minor 7. Just like we did the first time around with that open B string. Hear it ring? That's what we want there. So again. Okay, so that's what we want there. Now this riff sounds a little different. We're not bending that F sharp to G. No, we're not doing that. We're getting our first finger, we're playing an E note instead. So that is on the 2nd fret of the D string. So play that E. Release, open D string, get your second finger, grab that C note on the 3rd fret of the A string, bend it a little. Give me a good little bluesy bend. Then open A string. Let's do that riff a few times nice and slow. Don't bend it too much, just a little. One more time. Not bad, right? Not too bad. You guys can do this. You guys can do this. Sounding great. Rides Santa Cruz Bikes is saying, I got here late, can you start over? I wish I could. However, the awesome thing about YouTube, these are gonna stay on here, folks. I've seen a lot of comments. Is this video gonna stay up? Yes, you can go ahead and it'll be up on YouTube, folks. So you can watch it anytime, rewind, all that good stuff. It'll be up here. It'll be up here for all of you guys to help aid you in your learning of guitar in this tune, this really, really epic tune. So yes, Ride Santa Cruz Bikes. This will be up. So let's go ahead and do all 3 variations of this riff, okay, within this bit of the song. So here we go. I am going to play this nice and slow. Ride Santa Cruz Bikes. I know you were kidding. I just had to say something. All good. You guys can watch this on YouTube anytime. So here we go. Variation 1, the original riff. Into that. Now, version 2, starting with our F9. Again, this is a good opportunity for you guys to get this grip, so that's why I'm starting it from this point. Open G string, riff 2. With the open G string. Okay, into that. Now, version 3, our bluesy goodness one. So here we go. Again, nice and slow from that F9. Follow along, folks. Again, my beginners, if this is feeling tough on your hands, give your hands a little break. It's all good. You can go back and rewind this video anytime. So here we go again, version 3. So that's what's happening there. Again, I'm gonna take some time. This is definitely gonna be an over-hour lesson for sure. So those of you who have questions, I'm happy to answer some here before we get into our chorus chords, which are super fun. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the quick, fast acoustic riff that we see in the verses too, and then we are gonna call it a day, my friends. So again, those of you who have questions, I am super happy to answer them live. And again, folks, if you are having a good time and you're loving these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the awesome folks at Fishman on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that good stuff. There's some really, really great stuff that they're working on and great stuff that's out there. So I encourage you, give them a follow. There's good stuff. Also, you can follow me, AngelaPetrillimusic.com. I'm going to be playing some shows in LA. So those of you who are in the Los Angeles area, see if I'm playing in a venue, by a venue near you. Go ahead and check it out. Again, you can find me on Instagram and all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I'm just absolutely having a blast. When did I pick up guitar? I started playing guitar at the age of 9 years old. I was a little kid and absolutely loved it. My mom played a little bit, and she had this old Guild, and I learned how to play on that. It was a big jumbo Guild guitar. And they ended up getting me my own guitar when I was 9 years old and started playing them. Haven't put it down since. Larry is asking, are you going to play this song live? I am not. This is one that I play a lot, like in acoustic settings. The next gig I'm going to do is going to be with my full band, Angela Petrilli and the Players. You guys can check out a video we did at Sunset Sound on YouTube. You can look that up. Not going to play this one. I am, let's see, what's on the set list? I'm going to play some Cream. I'm going to play some Neil Young. I'm going to play an original tune that we wrote. We're going to debut that original tune. It's a super fun instrumental. I feel like rock instrumentals, you don't see them a ton anymore, so I'm like, we're writing one. So we did that. So we're going to be debuting that at the Mint in Los Angeles. That'll be September 8th, 2021. Those of you who are in town, we'll be there. It's going to be a blast. Gonna be a blast. New relicing on your triple O. No, this is just me playing it a lot. This is all relicing I've done myself. You can tell that I strum. Let's see if I can get the light better. There we go. So like right there by the pick guard, you can see that. Yeah, that's how I strum. Definitely the back of the neck is pretty worn out too. But yeah, this is a great guitar. I get a lot of comments on this. This is a 0017E by Martin Guitar, and then amped up by some really, really awesome Fishman products. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Those of you who were late, no problem. You can watch us on YouTube anytime. But if you're just joining us, please let us know where you're tuning in from. And those of you who missed this too, I'm going to say this. Give me your favorite acoustic intro of a song. Favorite acoustic intro of a song. Okay, so we've gone through the riff variations. What we're going to do now are the chorus chords. So we've got that D minor 7 again. That just looks like a D chord on the 5th and 6th fret, but we're going to strum that open D string too. Before we get to that, how about I play it so you guys know what we're doing here? So again, here's the chorus. Those of you who know the song, yes, there is a bass trill there. I will show you how to do that on guitar. Okay, so what we've got here are D minor 7. Now, when I play this, I like to give it a little, kind of almost like a bossa nova sort of thing. There are two guitars that are doing this. Can't talk today. One is a little straighter. We're going to give the one that has a little bit more of movement, because I'm assuming a lot of you are going to play this acoustic. So I want to give you a good foundation to go ahead and do this by yourself and play. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, let me fix the folks at Instagram. All right, there we go, folks. You guys are good. Okay. D chord shape. Okay, 5th and 6th fret. Now, this next chord here, a G7 add 9, it's going to look like this. Look and sound like this. Okay? Here's how we do that. You're going to go ahead and get your second finger. This is going to be on the G note, on that 5th fret of the D string. Okay? Your first finger, place that on the 4th fret of the G string. That note is B, B as in boy. So you got thirds there. Okay, so G and B. Now, with your third finger, this may feel a little awkward, but it'll get easier. Place your third finger on the 5th fret of the E string. Okay, that's your A. And your pinky finger, go ahead and place that on the 6th fret of the B string. That is F. And that's how it sounds. Isn't that a great chord? So let's switch between these two nice and slowly here. Okay, D minor 7. That G7 at 9. Okay, nice and slow. The third finger is probably going to be the peskiest one here, but take your time. Have some patience. Again, good intention here. Yes, good vibes only, Freebird. Good vibes only. This a few more moments here. Take your time, you can do this. The more you do it, it gets easier. So really take your time, good intention, watching where those fingers land. Again, keeping those fingers nice and curled, good power. All right, that's what we want. Now, to add a little bit more movement and body, D string open to some nice down strums, okay? So that's what's happening with those two. So it's all here. I'm glad to be here. And then you got the next chord that's gonna come here, and we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna do this chord. The like super, super cool chord. Totally awesome chord. Love the dissonance in this chord. We're gonna talk about why it's so dissonant in a moment here. So, all right, what we're gonna do here. First finger, place that on B, second fret of the A string. Get your second finger, place that on the second fret of the G string. G is in go, it's your A. Okay, your third finger, place that on F, okay? So that is on the third fret of the D string. This is what gives this chord so much dissonance. This is flat 2 that you have there, like that F. It's really, really interesting. So then what you're gonna do here is you're gonna go ahead and put your pinky finger on the D note located on the third fret of the B string. So it should sound like this. And then the open E. Just like that. Really, really cool dissonant chord, E7 sus4 flat 9. There you go. All right, so that's what's happening there. Now what we want to do, we're not going to strum this. I want you to arpeggiate it. Really take your time. Just like that. Really give it some good depth. We don't want to, no. Let's hear all these notes. Let it sustain. Let the wind in the air just sit still for a moment before we do that bass trill. Because that's probably one of my favorite parts in the tune is that bass trill that happens here. All right, so that's what's happening there. Now, you don't have to do it if you don't want. I love that little bit in there, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. It's E and F. And you're just gonna hammer on pull off. So, first finger on the E note, get your third finger on F, okay? Just like that. It's good stuff. All right, so that's what's happening there. Let's play the D minor 7 to our G7 add 9 to that E7 sus4 flat 9. Nice and slowly here, folks. Bass trill. Let's do it one more time for good luck. Then your riff. All right, so that's what's happening there in the tune. Now, again, this is a super fun one to play. Really, really love playing this. This is one of my favorite acoustic intros of all time. One of my favorite acoustic songs, just in general. Really, really great song here. So, what we want to do here is there's a little riff that he does in the verses, and it's got a really cool. Let's see after this hour if my hands are gonna want to do it. So let's give it a try here. It's this little bit. Okay, so that's what's happening there. It's this little, and if we play it fast, really, really cool riff that's happening there. So let's talk about that. Again, this is the last bit. This is the part 5 of the tune that we are going over today, From the Beginning by ELP. What we've got here is we've got our back and forth of our chords, right? That A minor 9, that D sus4, add 9 over A. What happens next is this. So he's going back and forth, those two chords. You're going to play a B note, open string. Then you're going to go ahead and play an F sharp located on the 4th fret of the D string. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's do that right. Let's not play the G note, Angela. We don't need that note. Okay, sounds like a whole lot of nothing right now. Give me a second here. I'm going to show you how it all comes together. So now, those of you who have done your drills, right? It's that sort of thing that's happening here. We're doing this chromatic thing. So open E string to F sharp, G, G sharp. You're going to do the same thing. Open A string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, B, C, C sharp, A. And you're going to do the same thing on the D string. So I'm going to play this nice and slowly here. And then open G string. So again, nice and slowly here. Notice how I'm alternate picking top, bottom of that string. I'm going to do that again so you can really see what's happening with this right hand. And open G string, okay? Really good warm up. And then back into our chords. Back in your chords. Cool stuff, right? So again, my beginners, that may seem a little scary to you, don't worry. Slow. With the metronome. So folks, that is the tune. And this seems scary at first, but trust me, the more you do it, it does get easier. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. Good technique. Good technique. Again, notice when I did that riff, my thumb, if your thumb is going to be all the way up here, it's practically impossible. We want our hands as open as possible. Have that thumb glued to the middle of the neck. Notice how you can't see my thumb. If my thumb was all the way up here, I can't even reach, right? So by putting your thumb in the middle of the neck, it's really going to allow you to reach nice and well, nice and good. That's what we want. Now, could you? You could. Doesn't sound as good. Okay? So put in the effort to do it that way. Okay? So that's what I want you to do. Someone is asking, as far as metronome, what can we set it at? Slow and steady. Honestly, set it to like really slow, like even 30. And really work at good technique. Again, keeping that thumb glued to the back is really, really going to help you play really, really clean, good, nice notes. Again, folks, that's my time. That is the tune. So again, I hope you guys really enjoyed this lesson of From the Beginning by ELP. It is super, super fun to play. It has been an absolute, it's an honor, truly, every week to hang out with you guys and to play and help you and inspire you to play and pick up a guitar. You can do this. You can play. I promise, you can play. Put in the effort. You are worthy of good things and worthy of playing this and making really, really good music. If there's anything our world needs right now, it's really, really awesome music. So take the time. Instead of watching TV for a half hour, sit and play. You'd be surprised at the amazing things you can do. So I encourage you guys, go and play, have some fun. It is an honor, truly, every Saturday to be here with you guys and teach you how to play. Again, if you are enjoying these lessons, go and give the folks at Fishman a follow. Check out all the cool gear that they got. Just really, really good folks that make really, really awesome products that I absolutely love as a guitar player. And again, they make the guitar sound as it should. It's just a really, really beautiful thing. So you can also give me a follow, Angela Petrilli Music. You can check me out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I play. I don't do any of that dancing stuff. So it is all music on the TikTok. Again, those of you in LA, I'm going to be playing shows. Visit my website, angelapetrillimusic.com, for all of that goodness. You can check out some of the videos that I do and all of that good stuff. Again, it is such an honor to spend time with you guys. I wish you so much success. You guys can do it. So thanks again for all of your awesome questions, your wonderful attention. It is truly, it's just great. I just love it. So thank you guys so much. Again, take good care, play lots of music. I will see you all next week, same time, same channel, Saturdays, 12 p.m. Pacific. Everybody take care. Much success. We'll see you guys soon.